Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Oh,
the Child Factor International Artist Exhibition 2021. This is a
woo.
yes, woohoo, yay, yay. So we have four galleries to go through. We're going to start today, and the next 3 days after today, we'll have gone through 47 works of art. And is it 47? I think it's a little bit more, 47 artists and about 90 pieces in the gallery. And for the physical show, we have, I believe the count is 42 pieces, right? So yeah, so it's going to be stretched across the three gallery areas in the Busboys and Poets. So thank you for joining us, artists. And I don't see any of the guests coming on yet, but I want to introduce Carol Rhodes-Dyson. She is the resident curator for Busboys and Poets in Washington, D.C. So thank you, Carol. Can you say a few words about Busboys and Poets and about yourself? Thank you.
Well, first of all, I just want to acknowledge the hard work, Carolyn Goodrich, that you have put into this. I think that in terms of organizing the exhibition, keeping in contact with the artists, keeping me on my toes and making sure I'm online, and then whatever else she has to do. I'm just really grateful to be a part of this cycle, because I've known Carolyn Goodrich. We've worked together a couple of
Yes,
times, and
yes.
it has always been an excellent experience. I know we've learned we've had a few lessons. We've learned a few lessons, but I always appreciate her professionalism, and not only her strategic thinking and planning, because I think that that is what makes not only the great art in the exhibition successful, but that strategic planning and organizing and creating the book. I mean, all of that, I really appreciate. So
Thank
I'm
you.
just glad that things have worked out, that at Busboys and Poets, we consider ourselves a movement, not just a restaurant. The Busboys and Poets has about 7, almost 8 locations in the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. We consider ourselves at the intersection of politics, art, and culture. With COVID-19, we've had a significant setback, but we've gone online. Andy Shalal is the owner, and he's very politically oriented and continues to have conversations online. We also have a Charity Blackwell, who is the poet in residence. So we do poetry, but when we're in the physical space, we have all kinds of events, panels, just all kinds of things, because it's about community, and it's about education, and it's about uplifting. It's about being woke, and it's about being, as I say, interconnected and lifting us all up. So it's been an honor for the last 8 years for me to be the curator at Busboys and Poets. And Carolyn was at one of our shows in the opening of the Tacoma Park. Am I talking too long, Carolyn?
No, it's okay.
At the
And Hubert's on the call too. Yeah.
Okay, good. And so we had at the Tacoma. She was one of the inaugural artists at the Tacoma Busboys and Poets. And that's what we continue. We continue to exhibit art, conscious commentary, as well as just aesthetics. And I'm just really grateful that we're able to accommodate. We're coming out of COVID. We've been shut down for a year. So a lot of the art has been up on the wall since last year. And I'm needing and so Carolyn and Greg approached me about this exhibition, and I was very, very pleased because we have the space, we have the time, we have the walls. And so it's like, yeah, and it's about community. So I'm just very glad that at this time we're able to do and work together again.
Great.
So I want to welcome all of you all. I'm looking forward to the work. And thank you, Carolyn, for, art historians, they run their mouth for a long time. So I just want to, just thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that, Carol. So really here we are.
This is 450K.
Wait, 1 second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right. This is the 450K. Yeah. We might as well go through the Busboys and Poet locations that we're going to be showing the artwork.
It's called Vista, and it's where it is a lot of the government, down there near the government and lobbyists and national alphabetical organizations, the BPGO organization. That's not really one, but there's a lot of those that are housed in buildings, office buildings down there that represent national organizations that come to this location.
Okay. And this one is
our Flagstaff is the first one, and it's kind of a hipster location. Very hipster, millennial, and everybody comes. It's near Howard University. It's near U Street. It is, I say, kind of hipster.
Okay. All right, so this is our 3D virtual gallery, and we use the cursor bars to navigate around. So I'm going to start on one wall and then go all the way around to the next wall. Okay, so this is the piece that Kat has put together, and I know Kat is on the line. So Kat, can you unmute yourself and tell us about the golden idea? This is reclaimed wood from the Ashland, Kansas wildfire. Thank you, Kat. And just tell us a little bit about yourself and about this piece and what it has to do with the child factor.
Hi, I'm Kat McGonigal. I'm from Ashland, Kansas, and I found the wood piece. I see things differently. I have everybody tells me that I have a great eye, but I have a different perception from them. So when I saw this, it was actually in a pile. All those trees from that fire, it burned down a lot of them, and they have huge piles of wood that they're starting to burn. And I saw this piece and I snagged it out right quick. They don't like to take me to go cut wood and stuff because I come back with a truck full of wood for like art projects and not keeping warm over the snowy winter. So I look at it like it's so colorful, and even the gold up the top of that, I mean, it just has so many different colors in it, and I'm a firm believer that it's better to see the world in color than to just see color. And especially everybody, I mean, everybody matters. And so it pains me, I just wanted to present a piece that went with something, a good
now you said it represents the mind of a child,
right?
Yeah,
I like it. I think that the mind is so curious, and especially the back side of it. Yeah, like you can see all the there's so much going on, and I think there always is in the mind of children. You know, they're so curious and so full of questions, and
Right.
you know, so you know, squirrel, and you know, they're off. So
Right.
it's got a lot going on the backside of it. So that's why I made it so that you could turn it.
Right. That's
So you
right.
can see the whole thing.
Right. So, does anyone have any questions right now for Kat about this piece, and also the fact that it's from a wildfire, or anything you as an artist who are on the line want to ask Kat about this?
May I? This is Nancy. I unmuted myself.
Okay, thank you.
Are you polishing this wood to get that kind of golden sheen?
Well, when I use a Dremel usually, or I hand sand. But all I did was throw some clear polyurethane over it, and that color is all natural.
It's beautiful.
I've never seen wood like that, so I went and grabbed up as much more of it as I could to make other projects out of it.
Cool. All right. And so this is actually going to be housed in like a shadow box type of thing. I remember when you have it. We haven't unwrapped it totally yet because we wanted to keep it safe in the box until we actually mount it. So but when it's mounted, it'll have like a turning guide at the bottom so people can turn it, right?
Right. And I made it metal so that I figured with COVID and maybe the scare of touching things, and this way it's metal so that you could sanitize it, you know, with like a gel or a wipe, you know, an antibacterial wipe. And then that way people would be more interested in turning it, because I didn't know if it would scare somebody off if you had, you know, something you couldn't disinfect easily between people. Right. So I took that in consideration too.
Well, thank you for that, because that's something that we can tell the folks at Busboys and Poets when they're caring for anything, you know, disinfecting their nightly areas. If they want, they can also do it to the handle part of the installation, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Kat. Does anyone have any other questions for Kat before we move along? Thank you, Kat.
Thank you.
Okay. Now Arish, has Arish arrived? Arish, are you here? Okay, so I will read her. This is called My Candle is Our Future. It's a beautiful piece that is oil on canvas. Just lovely how she has these different texture brush strokes, and yet still it's very calming. It says, please join me in this campaign to protect our children because they are our future. My candle is our future. So this is her message to the world regarding children. And the little girl has little bows in her hand. She's got a handle in her hand. And if you notice, there are two hands. One is Caucasian, I would say, and one is African American. So that encompasses the different colors of the globe, right? So she's taking into account everyone. And even though it's a little girl, she has on blue. For me, I understand that also to be, you know, the colors of little boys, and she's got the mask on because it is COVID, you know. So does anybody have any comments they'd like to make about Arisha's work?
Very beautiful. It's such a powerful piece. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Like so much to read in line.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful. I love the eyes on that piece. I really do.
They're very you can really like look into them. They're very piercing almost. You can see on this side. Yeah, she has a really good sense of light as an event and not just a thing on a canvas. It's very
You can also see how she's drawing you to the center point through the piece. You see where the obviously the candle's in the center, and you see how the light resonates from that, but it does kind of pull you right towards the focus of the middle of the piece.
Right, right, right. So she has a really good sense of design for sure. And I love how with the color balance is very well done as well. What were you going to say, Chuck? Yeah.
Mark, one of the things I like about it is it's for all audiences. The subject matter is really the young girl,
right?
But you also have the adult hands. And I think from what I see, parts of the girl, like her arms and her hands, they're painted in a more primitive style, I guess you could say, but the adult hands are very detailed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could just see a whole family standing before a painting like this, and everybody can get something from it. A child can recognize themselves in that, but then a parent can also tap into their, you know, parental instincts and kind of feel the protection that they're offering the girl. So she really accomplishes a lot with this one painting.
Yes, I agree. I agree. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I love the fact that, you know, each one of these paintings, there's the original and also there are the prints. She could make a wonderful greeting cards with this, you know, as well, you know. And we have next up, I'm just clicking on the center of the piece. That's another way of getting Ani, yay Ani. This is your bubblegum piece.
Yes.
Now, Ani, tell us about yourself and your background and about this piece as it relates to the child factor.
Yes. Hi, my name is Ania Saturian. I'm an artist in Los Angeles. So actually this piece has a lot of story into it. So I started a series of paintings based on scents, and they have the olfactory history behind them. And what would I do is I would pick a subject and a scent, and I would engage them together, and I would transfer them into colors and shapes and brush movements. So for this piece, I can tell you I chewed perhaps, I don't know, tons of bubble gums. And it just, what happens is when you're in contact with your sensories, it brings out so much memory. We're always in touch with ourselves, with our past, with what we smell, with what we eat. So when we're talking about bubble gum, of course, the first thing we think about is the childhood, the pink, the purple, the playground, all the good things involved. But at the same time, when I was playing with the colors and forms, a lot of darkness come out too, a lot of blacks, a lot of layers that kind of like covers and overlaps. And there is a little type of window at the painting, which is basically a doorway to our memories. And not all those memories would be pleasant. We all have memories that are, you know, deep down, hidden somewhere. Not so much colorful, but still it's us. And with this whole piece, I wanted to share the fact that as a child, whatever we're going through affects us, and it becomes part of us for the rest of the life. So it's kind of looking at it as what we do with our children of the world. It matters because it affects them for the rest of their lives. The two figures at the center represent the fact that a lot of children, if you look at them when they're doing a painting, they always draw themselves in a company of something or someone. If it's a flower, a dog, they never solidly paint themselves. There's always someone or something involved. And that points out to the fact that the first need as a human being is to be loved and to be connected. So all we can do is to kind of, you know, share hands, share thoughts, and then support our kids and our children to have a better future too.
Yeah. So well said, Ani. Thank you very much for that. Does anyone have any questions for Ani Asatorian? Beautiful painting. I love the gestural, just sort of like a free, unhindered, lot of color, a lot of gesture and action. It's very beautiful. Thank you. Any questions, guys?
Do you generally work in a larger format?
Yes, I do. Actually, this is the smaller one, which was challenging for me.
No, I like scale, and I realize when you see a piece like this, you have to put it in scale. To see it as it sits is lovely, but to understand that it's actually like this makes it all the difference. And you do pick up the layers, especially when you consider it in a larger faction. Yes, once again, like you can see the textures. It takes on a totally different persona now when you actually see the strokes and you see the accumulation of paint. That's lovely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really like it as well. I love the bubble gum in particular, the pink that where the two people are. You said the two people, but I'm also curious about your technique. What materials do you use? Is it brush?
I use acrylic.
Yeah.
And then it's a brush and sometimes the painting knives. That would be But it's a lot of, with my technique, it's a lot of building and ruining. It just I guess it's part of me. I like minimalist works when it comes to myself and everything else, but when it comes to my art, it's like I'm dealing with the demon inside. I paint them, they ruin it. I paint them, it's like this war goes hand in hand till that I have no place more to push, and I'm like, you know what, this is it. But it can go on and on. Like I paint something and all of a sudden I will put a black color on top of it and do it all over again. That's kind of like part of the process.
Yeah, looks beautiful. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ani. And this is, we'll show this one quickly, but this is her second piece. Now, Bubblegum is the one that's going to be at the Busboys and Poets, but this one is the one
I have it here, right?
Behind me, right. Beautiful.
Like
and this one is entitled Carrot Juice for War, I believe. Let's see. Carrot Juice for
War Child.
For War Child, yeah. And I think here you talk about your background a little bit. Let me see if I can click the center so it'll go straight. Yeah, there we go. So this one is large. This one is 48 by 72, it says. Yeah. And it says you were born in the Middle East and experienced war. And I pushed all those emotions with my brush strokes to create a bold statement.
Yes, I've seen it. I heard it. I went through it. So when it comes to war, I kind of like felt it on my skin being in the Middle East, and I witnessed the revolution. I was born in Iran, so during the Great Revolution I was there, and so that kind of like inspired me to create this piece, and I named it Carrot Juice for a War Child, which basically represents this big hope that one day we would have no war and we wouldn't give our children the opportunity to witness war, because it changes everything. But you see a lot of oranges and colors, and actually at the corner, which basically is going to be here at the corner of the painting, where the gray area is, underneath the gray there's a
it's doing its own thing. Go ahead.
It's okay. I have it back over here. So
good.
This part, when we have like all this gray area, if you even zoom it, you might see a little orange coming out, which basically it's a real carrot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hidden over there, and that represents, like, imagine at the middle of the war, how impossible it is to hand out a fresh glass of carrot juice to a child. Like how happy that would make them, how impossible that is. Right. And sometimes, as ugly that sounds, sometimes it's very impossible to have the hope but yet I have this big blue hope at the center of the painting that, will happen someday.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you. I think, did anybody have any quick comments for Ani before we go along to another artist, especially regarding her carrot juice for war child? I think the statement is just fantastic. It really is. So thank you for even thinking about that.
I have a comment. This is Pierre-Antoine. I think that's a beautiful piece talking about war and come up how you can give a juice or carrot. Is it carrot juice you were talking about? Carrot to a child?
Yeah.
How is it possible or not possible? Because you braving. I mean, that's a. And I've been experienced war too. I'm original from Ivory Coast, and we can relate to that. And this piece speak to me because it brought tears to my eyes, and I love it. I love it.
I'm glad you liked it.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pierre.
Mhm.
I was sad you told me to just put USA for your country because I know the Ivory Coast is got so much culture there. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I have the citizenship, American citizenship, and
Yeah.
some people will be offended that
Yeah.
I don't want to carry that.
Right.
But my blood is Ivorian.
Yeah. 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 I know.
Okay.
Thank you. Is Bob here? I'm not sure if he is here. I don't see him in the chat. But this piece was just a beautiful piece. It's called Raphael's Cherubs, Pondering the Abstract. So the cherub, he says, the cherub child is curious, innocent, and guardian of knowledge. So he's giving us a little lesson in cherubs and guardians and actually Raphael, right? So I think this piece is just very masterful. He has it, the colors, the draftsmanship also, as well as the whimsical objects that are there, right? There's all kinds of things like, what's that? And yet, and he has these facial expressions, and they look like they're thinking about something like, So it's true to the title that he's given it. Does anyone have any comments they'd like to make about Bob's piece before we move on? Or how it strikes you, or what comes to mind for you?
I love the cherubs' faces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like the colors in the background, the lighter colors, because I'm usually really a dark painter, and so this appeals to my pastel side. I really like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It almost lifts your spirit looking at the colors.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Yes, it is very beautiful. And this is an oil painting. Very nice. Very well done.
How big is this painting?
It's 4 feet high by 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
So it's a large piece. This piece is not going physically to be at the Busboys and Poets, but it's here. And so I wanted to represent Bob too. So all of the artists, we had about 47 artists in total, but out of the 47, 32 have opted to ship their works so that it can, or bring their works in so it can be physically shown. So I'm happy that at least we have all of the artwork in the virtual gallery so people can enjoy it, and it also can be available for them to purchase. So I'm just going to segue here. These little boxes up here in the gallery, they lead to information about the piece. You can invite other people to look at it. And if you clicked on the media, it would go on the website page that we created for him. And excuse me, if a person wanted to buy it, all they would have to do is click the buy button, and it would take them to our e-commerce, not the whole site, but just to this particular painting. So that's true for all of the artwork that's in the show and also in the 3D virtual gallery. So that was just an aside note for those who can see that the 3D gallery is very highly functional. And we have two doctors from India, but I don't think they're here with us. This is Dr. Smriti Gargava. And this is a child factor is within everyone. The present artwork nurturing is inspired by the childhood of my own son. Early years of age are the most important for the development of a child. Joyful surroundings, nature, creativity, rhythm nurture them from the core. Okay, got it. So this is his message to the world about not only his son, but every child, the development of children. And I love that there has an airplane, the birds, the fish, even a little snail. He's got a bicycle here. He's got a guitar, looks like little tabula. Anand, you can tell me, is that tabula?
Yes, that's tabula. Yeah.
And then of course the butterflies. So this is just a wonderful piece, and I think there are other. It looks like here there are two little lovebirds as well, and stars, and so it's a lot to look and just have fun, and it gives a feeling of his son, and it looks like his son is having a very happy childhood. So that's
this
very
is a happy artwork. Very happy.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay. So I'm going to go a little faster. Heidi Poland, I'm not sure. I didn't see her name and she didn't respond. I think she's not here today, but she has 3 pieces in the gallery here, and she herself is from Arkansas. So this one is called Arkansas's Displaced, and it brings awareness that the population of 2.8% are homeless in the state of Arkansas. So her pieces is about bringing awareness to specific locations and what's going on there. So that's very great of her to give us education through her art. So this is Arkansas's Displaced. I'm going to go through the 3 of them quickly, and then we can talk briefly about all of them. And this is Arkansas's Unsatisfied. Is bringing awareness to the estimated 162,000 children that are hungry in the state of Arkansas. And this is the piece that will be at Busboys and Poets. This is Arkansas's Harassed. He is being bullied, right? So this piece brings awareness to 20% of students that report bullying in the state of Arkansas. So you can bet is more than 20%. Only 20% will actually say something, right? So this piece is really my favorite of the 3 because it depicts perfectly something that first of all, he's wearing glasses, and his tooth is missing, and the kids love to make fun of each other, and you could see his eyes, the expression that his eyes brings through is like, leave me alone, So what do you guys see, or what do you get out of these 3 pieces, specifically this one? But I can back out, and I think we can be able to see all 3 at once.
All 3 of these pieces are very powerful. I mean, when you look at them, they're all power pieces. They make you stop and think. All 3 of them do.
Yeah.
Especially with the message that she puts in there
Right.
about them, like they make you stop and think. I like all three of these. I mean, I'm in love with that middle one.
Yeah, yeah. The Arkansas Unsatisfied.
You can look at the tears in all of them.
Yeah.
3 of them that resemble these tears and eyes.
I find the way they've stylized their characters really impressive. And I don't know, maybe it's having, my background has been in graphic design, but there's something about the arrangements I really like as well, especially the second two. The first one's nice, but I think the second two are maybe in just their simplicity more impressive to me.
Right.
And you're right about the third. I mean, I like the one in the middle. As far as just the way it just kind of looks through you, but the more I look at the third one, the one that you were talking about going into the show, the color work and the more you look at it, the more impressive it is.
Yeah.
I like how she zooms in so close on the faces, which just, I think hammers home that theme of we're human. Look at us. Look at us. Look at the emotion that they're feeling. And the third one, the Arkansas Harassed, it's just beautifully painted.
Yeah.
There's something about the beautiful blending of that background that just adds beauty to this young boy who's actually being bullied. I just love how how his face and the way she's focused on the detail of the portrait just pops against that soft background.
Yeah, very true, very true. Any other comments, guys?
And that's that second painting there, Carolyn. That one is available on the virtual gallery, like for cards, or is that one available for purchase?
Yeah. So let's take a quick look at this. When you go to the virtual gallery and you see something that you really like and you want to order a print of it, you click that button there and you'll see here it says buy. So when you click the buy button, another window will come up and it'll take you to that piece. Now, if it'll first show you her original piece, and then you can click on the art print tab, right?
Okay.
Because the original is available, I coded it so that the original will come up first. And if you want an art print, these are the options. So you have puzzles, a tote bag, a t-shirt, a pillow, tank top, kiss cut stickers, a hoodie, a mug, greeting cards. See, so the greeting cards are here, and phone cases. And again, guys, these are true for all of the pieces that are in the show in the 3D virtual gallery, not just Busboys and Poets, but the 3D virtual gallery. A lot of work went into this, but I really wanted to bring value to your experience with Art Impact International and really represent your work and offer it to the public in different ways for those if the original painting is sold, or if they can only afford a smaller print, anything like that. So this again is available to all of you, and this can be accessed directly from here just by clicking buy, right? So, and when we have the show, like for instance, this one is going to be in the Busboys and Poets. Let me back out a little bit. This one's going to be in Busboys and Poets. So here you see there's the virtual gallery sticker, but in Busboys and Poets, and this is true for all of the artwork that will be available on the walls at Busboys and Poets, I've created QR codes with a code, so when somebody uses their QR reader, it again also will take them to these pages here, right? So they can see what's available. so the QR codes will go on there. And also I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I'll actually put the website address, but this one here, the media, that goes to the website, and it'll have on it again her, and this is true for all of you who are in the show, it'll go to the video that was made for you personally, the web page, your statement, your bio, all the work again, right? So if these are clicked on, again, it'll go to this, right? So these pages, so you guys have a ton of content to share with your friends and your family and your subscribers, your fans. You can just copy these links, paste them wherever you want, and you can help your own careers by using the tools that I've really painstakingly provided for you. So I'm hoping that you guys really use it and not just let it sit by itself. I mean, I'll continue to market and promote for you too, but I want you guys too to use what's available to you. It's like I heard the other day someone said, "We're giving you a hammer. Why are you pounding the nails with your fists?" You know, and that's so true. That's so true. So Arish, I saw that you were here and we went by your
إله تعال خذ لي صورة.
let's see.
Hi, Caroline.
Hi. I think we went by your work. I called out for you, but you hadn't come yet.
Yeah, actually, I had issue with the connection, so.
Okay, so let me go back really quickly here, this one, because everybody really loved it.
Thank you.
Everybody loved it. So now that you're here, can you just speak a little bit about yourself just for a couple of minutes? Because we have more to do, but I just didn't want to skip you, especially if you were having trouble before. But everybody loves this piece.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, actually, this girl is a personalized myself. Like I used to have darker hair when I was a child. So I just grasped this personalization. But like the mask is a symbolism of the current time. And the candle is the candle of hope. The hands is just representation of the nations worldwide. Okay. So what I wanted to present here, and I wanted to show that we all of us have to protect our children, and to have this glow which is inside every child always there on fire, because the more we keep them safe and under our arms, they are safe. So I just wanted to capture all these ideas together with all these representative things. It's just bits and pieces from here and there, but and there is also, I wanted to focus more on the eyes. There's the eyes is glowing. So it's so it's just saying that I'm here. I'm here. Just protect me.
Yeah. Thank you for that. We're recording this, so you'll be able to go back and listen to the remarks that your fellow artists have made about the eyes. They even spoke about the eyes. So definitely, once we finish, I'll have the replay available probably in a week. Honestly, there's so much to do. Okay. So thank you, Arish. Thank you. I'm glad that you got through to the call, because we really love that piece.
Thank you
very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Great. So I'm going to go real quick now. All right. And we have here Cynthia. I'm not sure. Cynthia, are you with us? No, I don't think she is. I believe she had something come up for today, but these two pieces are hers. This is Michael, who is the archangel fighting the evil forces who attack the children. That's her abstract piece. And this is her representational piece. This one is called Stolen Innocence. And this one is acrylic. It's a piece depicting the innocence of childhood being robbed by a malevolent predator, bathed in the darkness and blocking out the light. So you can see this hand is bathed in darkness and it's blocking out the light that's supposed to be shining on the little girl. But some of it's getting through. You could see on her face a little bit, but you wonder, this hand is probably going to go up higher and get her, so it's very moving piece. Look at the eyes and look at those hands, and she just did a really great job. What do you guys think about this piece?
I think it's just very effective.
Yeah.
I mean, the blue eyes obviously stand out and represent the childhood innocence. And then to paint the hand in, just a grayscale, I guess, represents a kind of evilness, lifeless, evil.
Right. Lifeless is a great choice of word. Lifelessness. Yeah. No.
Yeah, and the composition is just very effective too. Again, that it's interesting how several of these painters just really zoom in on the main subject matter, which just pulls me in right away as a viewer.
I can almost feel this child's uneasiness, like they're pulling away, like they don't want to be touched by that hand, right? Like it makes me uneasy when I look at it, but I love it. The uneasiness is what I'm getting from the child.
When thinking about marketing or promoting, or who would use this work? Why would somebody want to purchase this work? The first thought that comes to my mind are grade school teachers who want to teach children about if they are uneasy about any adult in their environment, that they should tell someone, either the parent, or if that makes sense, or someone. But I can see these as teaching artwork as well, to help the children, because this will grab their attention and they'll be quiet for a little while and listen to the teacher. You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
Yes, this raises there's a message behind this artwork. I think there's like kind of raise awareness to children.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times children may be going through something and they don't say anything.
Absolutely, yes. Just speak up. I mean, that's how we could encourage our kids. And the hands is so representative.
Right.
It has this deep depth and grayish around it. Yeah.
Right. And so it's like we all know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And for little school graders, this is perfect. They'll get it. They'll get it. You don't have to explain too much for them. They'll get it intuitively. They'll get it.
Yeah.
So again, I love this platform for us to come together and speak about what it is we're doing as artists. I mean, we have so much creativity. They're like seeds of greatness and seeds of important things that can go out into the world and help. So when I see stuff, when I take on the artist to do a show, their artwork almost becomes my artwork, and I feel it. I look at it. I see who would want it. How can this piece help? And these are the ideas that I get, and I'll share them with all of you, So to take us out of just the studio, not that you guys are only stuck in your studios, but, ideas of how you can actually spread your message out there. And this is just one of, I'm sure, hundreds of messages in your artwork, because I've offered this theme to you, but you have come and answered the call. So thank you, artists, for doing that. And with that, I'm going to move to the next. Otherwise, I'll keep preaching.
This would be a great piece for stranger danger prevention. Like a campaign on stranger danger prevention for children. This would be a fabulous piece for that.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and to piggyback on what you were saying, Carolyn, about a teacher in a classroom, this reminds me of a illustration you'd see in a read aloud book.
Yeah.
You know, and the teacher gets to a point in the story where she might ask the children who are sitting on the rug in front of her, and, you know, how do you think this girl is, how do you think the character is feeling at this moment? If you were her, what would you think? So as you said, it's just a great jumping off place for wonderful conversations with children about childhood and safety and fears and all that.
Yes. Thank you. You guys give such great input. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, Charles, this is your missing piece. Charles, are you still here? Uh-oh, maybe
I'm here.
Oh, okay, great.
If it ever shows up, it'll be
right.
Consider.
Oh my God. And I just fell in love with this piece because it's so apropos, it's so applicable, it's relevant, you know, little blocks, you know, what kid doesn't have blocks when they're growing up? And then you have these wires going around it. So Charles, tell us a little bit about yourself and what this piece and why you've called it 216, and even we can see the numbers 216 here. What does that mean to you, if you don't mind telling us?
Sure. 216 is, here in the United States, that's the police call for child endangerment. Yeah, it was interesting when I got your email. I was in the process of retiring, and I at first thought, well, maybe this is something I'm going to jump into down the road. But I have to be honest. When I looked at the email, and I looked into the pieces that you recommended people take a look at, this is one of those things that just flashed. You know, sometimes as an artist, you'll get an idea, and it rarely comes out. You rarely visualize what the piece really is. This is one of the few exceptions for me. It was almost like the piece I have here, and probably because I knew that the medium was going to be blocks. So that somewhat fixes what the look is going to be and what, you know, a lot of the subject's going to consist of. But when the piece was done, it was pretty much what I envisioned. And that was kind of rare. I mean, you know, so many times you'll do something and by the time you're finished, the piece just grows into something totally different.
Right.
This piece actually, with the exception of the wire, I was originally considering using rusty wire. And then I thought that might be a little cliche and crafty.
Right.
You know, and I kind of like this. I found this cabling, and it keeps its shape kind of. It looks relatively fragile, but the cabling is actually pretty secure. So it does kind of bounce back when you see it. It doesn't, you know, if you touch it, if you push it, it'll come back to where it is. So it is relatively, you know, firm that way, as long as the post office didn't trash it too bad in there.
Right. Oh my goodness. So
and as far as, you know, white was obviously in something like this would represent purity. However, if you look at the white, it's very mottled and very marred, as if there's been something that has just kind of broken that, or is at least kind of curtailing the level of purity and just kind of I don't know. There's a little uneasiness to it, and you know that it's not perfect anymore.
Right.
And that's the way I was envisioning. You know, and the wire is somewhat obviously restricting, and you just know that it is impeding some sort of development or growth.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it works beautifully.
It does.
Thank you.
It does. Come on.
How it almost makes you feel uncomfortable, but at the same time you get that connection. It just, I don't know, it just uneasiness that you're looking at it. It just pulls you.
I think that's a real compliment. It should make you pretty.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes. Yeah.
There's not a real beauty to it. However, there is an interest, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you want to pause and you really want to indulge what you're looking for, the object.
Thank you.
But I would just
I really like it.
present a little different perspective and say, well, the beauty is in your concept and your
That's right. That's right.
your production, the application.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the message is obviously disturbing and bothers all of us, but yeah, I mean, just what you did with this idea in your head, the blocks, the wire, and the way you explain it. Just a technical question, is that whiteboard actually what the piece is mounted?
I was going to mention that. No, there is no board. That's the only way I could really show it, because when you photograph it, you can't obviously cut it out on the photo, but the actual piece is just the blocks and the wire.
Oh.
There is no board, so there are a couple little pieces that just affix to the wall, and it just hangs on the wall. So what you see around it, the white, is the wall.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The actual, if you look at the dimensions, the piece is about it's approximately, I forget exactly, 6 inches by 26, and that's kind of approximate because the wire obviously expands a little bit, but yeah, there's no background to it.
Right.
It's just a sculpture on the wall.
Got it.
Charles, you know what I get out of this? Because I love the guitar so much, I see those strings like guitar strings almost, and I see that you can probably pluck them and they'll make a sound, and then I see the blocks as play. So for me, this is play, and that's the heart of children. They just want to play, you know.
That's an interesting approach. I could see that as well.
I mean, the nice thing about this type of artwork, which is conceptual as well as abstract, is that whatever the viewer brings to it, it tells you more about where their head is at sometimes.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Somebody else may get something completely different out of this, and that could be just as satisfying.
That's right. And so
I think with the message that I'd really like to see this, I probably would have done razor wire or bob wire around this, but with the message, because it's so powerful. The 216 message is very powerful.
Yeah. But I think, originally this was going to be put into the children's hospital. So, thinking about where things are going to be in a hospital with, so I think, that's something that we think about when we're presenting our artwork. I remember when I was in grad school, my instructor always told me, he said, when you're entering a show or you're entering any kind of competition or open call, that you, the artist, you have to select from all of your artwork what you're going to present. So you're the first creator, you're the first curator of your artwork. So you curate well, and then you leave it to the other curators to curate your already curated work.
Now, is this artist was he former public service, like police or firefighter, to know that code, or how did that come about?
Well, you can ask Charles. Charles, you did say that you just came out of retirement. Were you in the police force, Charles?
No. I worked with special needs students for the last, actually very severely distressed students. These were kids that pretty much couldn't go into the regular school system. They were in need of a lot of medical care and that. But it touched on this as subject, but no, the reason I looked when I started to put the piece together, that was just one of the first things that popped into my mind would be if someone were in distress, what would, you look at a bunch of blocks and you start to see the different numbers and the different letters, and the any child that you see was one of the first things that came to mind when I was actually, before I even presented the piece. And when I was putting the blocks together on top of it, I said, what would be a simple message that I could put together? And I came up with the 216 when I was thinking of children that would be in distress or in need of assistance.
Amazing, because I've never heard of it. Like I've been in this country for 48 years, right? And like I wonder how many kids have actually heard this that could actually pick up, and dial this if they were in.
Well, it's not. You don't dial that. It's the police call.
Gotcha. That they call out to their other officers.
So if there was police being called to a scene, they would say, go to this address. There's 216.
So it's a code for that.
It's the code for child endangerment or child neglect.
Gotcha.
Or child abuse. There's 216, 217. It depends on where you are. They enter into both those.
Wow.
You know what I just noticed? The more you're looking at it, and I guess that's the beauty of the conceptual art, the more you're looking at it, the more you're grabbing a different aspect of the message. Like kind of like hidden into the blocks and the wire. It kind of like makes you pause and rethink about what you're looking at.
Yeah. Yay, Charles.
Thank you.
This is Hubert. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I wanted to ask about the pieces on the easel behind him.
The pieces on the easel behind him.
In my house? This here?
Yes, the colorful one. That one.
When my piece wasn't showing up, I pretty much just took a photograph that I had and just hand colored it.
I see. Okay.
That's the same piece. I just scribbled it and stuck it here for good karma, I hope. And I was hoping it would show up. And I guess today it's getting closer.
That's even more beautiful than what we have here. It's more optimistic.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Chuck.
Sure enough.
All right. So I'm going to move along, and we're going to see Dr. Yatindra Mahobi. He is in India. I don't think he is on the call yet. Dr. Mohabi, are you here? I don't think he is. But this one is a watercolor, and it shows a poor child being self-reliant. So I'm going to click on the center so it shows straight so we can see it. Come on now. It's giving me a hard time. Why? Okay, there we go. So it looks like he's pumping water and there's not much coming out. There we go. So it's 15 by 11 watercolor. This is very cool. Oh, look at his little face. What do you guys think of this piece? He might be, I don't know, he might be like 5 years old, if that.
It looks like it's real work he's having to put in there. You can see he's pretty much using his own body weight to just pull the thing down. And
right.
So it's not an easy task, even though for an adult it might be.
Right.
I like all the colors, and I was just doing this the other day on the Corvette, putting in an alternator, all my weight into that wrench, but I fell. So I really appreciate the effort to try, right? Even though you can't, like, you're like, pulling on it. Yeah, it brought a smile to my face. I thought, well, at least I'm not the only one.
Right. Okay. And this one, I'm gonna try to finish up because it's 8:09. Asha, is Asha here with us? She texted me earlier. I wasn't sure if she was she works really hard, like 10-hour days. And she's got acrylic and gold leaf on canvas, and this depicts the innocence of a child's mind should always be protected. So I guess this little pixie on the top is the one protecting the mind, which is the head, I guess. But I think her colors are very striking. This orange, gold, brown, dark blue, light blue, purple. And then I love this gesture here, very clean. The arc here. I think that's the gold leaf that she added. Very beautiful. Any comments about this piece, guys, for Asha?
It's beautiful. I like the addition of the gold leaf. I use it a lot in some of mine.
It's very striking.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to ask her why she painted the face the way she did. It almost looks like a mask to me.
Right.
Am I missing something obvious?
It's
there's
not
emptiness also.
I'm sorry, say that again.
There is emptiness, as if there's something. There's a message behind having an empty the side of the head. It's just the features of the face that's very, very obvious.
I don't see it as empty. I do see it as the space, yes, but the emptiness, that's hard, because the idea of emptiness, that particular word, especially if she says the innocence of a child's mind. So
there's a solemnness to it.
Yeah.
And obviously a certain, just a surrealistic approach to the way that.
For sure.
I'm almost taken by that black spot at the right corner, this little thing going on, the darkness.
Yeah.
I know, for some reason I'm drawn to that. I'm trying to kind of like, it's a surprise. It's a little surprise at the corner, I guess.
Right.
I also like all the patterns in there.
Yeah, inside.
The face is very blended, yet the background has so many different textures and patterns to it. So the face even jumps out more.
I'm trying to get it so I can come closer, but
I'm even wondering if that's a bit of a self-portrait. It looks somewhat similar to the picture she's included.
Right. Let me see if I can get it back here.
Very creative.
For me, that space, that empty space there, like in the mind, you can see where it starts, right? The white, she has the shading, the lighter blue color on that dark. So for me, it's like a beginning. The beginning of knowledge, like the beginning of
Hear ideas. You now, Anand.
Hi everyone, I am Anand from India.
Yeah, and this is
near Himalayas.
And this is the piece that's going to be at the Busboys and Poets.
The title of this piece is "Conquer the Sky."
Yes, and it says "String us with the right." And I'll read it for you. It says, "String us with the right education, the right health, and the right emotions, and wait, you will see us fly and conquer the sky." So this is Anand's statement for this piece with all these beautiful balloons. So tell us about the two figures. Is that like the family?
I am inspired by William Wordsworth, famous poet. His poetry, he said, "Child is the father of the man." With that, child is the father of the man means it glorifies the significance of childhood. Father in this statement stands for wisdom and knowledge. So what we learn in the childhood defines our adulthood. And it acts as a guiding factor here. So, to grow a child, we should conquer the sky. It should be given happiness, free, healthy, peaceful atmosphere. I tried to depict in these paintings about the freedom of the child, right education, right health, right emotion. We have to provide that. I'm trying to depict in all these three paintings. Here in the Park and Play, this one, Park and Play, we have to fulfill the basic needs and enrich our thoughts, simple thoughts of the children. They will add happiness to our happenings in your life. Try to park yourself, dear parents. Let us play. They want to play with colorful balloons, things like that. This is also done in acrylics with palette knives. This one is free-spirited.
Oh boy.
This is a colorful flowers in the foreground, which has missed.
I think our 3D gallery is being mean to us. Okay, there we go. We got it back.
She is telling, let us be what we want to be. Let us fly. Let us be free-spirited. We promise you we will add color to you, otherwise monotonic life.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. And we can see, yeah, we can see the...
This is free-spirited.
Can I ask Anand a question?
Yes, go ahead.
And obviously in these three paintings you feature balloons. Is that a theme that you feature in other paintings that you do as well?
Yeah.
I think it's a great metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah. And you get a really true feeling of the balloons and their lightness and the contrast to the sky, very beautiful.
And the use of the basic colors in the three of them. So you can see the red, the yellow. It's in the three of them.
Yeah.
Very obvious.
Like a symbol of hope.
Symbol of hope. Yes, absolutely.
And I love how you have a large space for the sky, a large space for the grass, and another large space for the sky. Very beautiful.
These are the brother and sister.
Ah, okay.
If I can offer, I would just say my favorite's Conquer the Sky, because I love how the balloons are the focal point.
Right.
And I could see some organization using that imagery to promote their message. We've talked about postcards and posters and that kind of thing.
Right.
This is a great image for something like that.
Right. Beautiful. Conquer the Sky. All right. Thank you, Anand. Thank you. Beautiful work.
Thank you.
And I spoke with Andrea. She's from Trinidad. I'm also was born in Trinidad, and she's here now, as I am. I'm not sure if she will be on the call. I don't think she made it, but she has 3 pieces, and this is the piece that's going to be at Busboys and Poets. It's entitled Capturing Fireflies.
I'm sorry, who is this artist?
This is Andrea Clements.
Yeah.
She's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And so she was born in the West Indies as I was born in the West Indies, but we're both U.S. citizens now. And she has shown with Art Impact many times, and we've sold her work. She's very, simple and, direct, I want to say. Beautiful artwork here. She has 3 pieces, but this is the piece, Catching Fireflies. is the one that's going to be at the Busboys and Poets. And by the way, I'll let you guys know where your artwork, which of the 3 locations they'll be at when we actually know ourselves, because we're going to start installing the artwork on Wednesday, next Wednesday. So I'll let you know. But these are her 3 pieces, and since she's not here, I'll tell you a little bit about this one that's called Stolen Innocence as well. This one, it's a mixed media of driftwood from the Colonial Beach area that she lives in, and it's 36 by 9 inches. So this one she calls What Remains After Innocence is Lost. And that's the question. And she has here the driftwood, and she also has beach glass. I'm not sure how close I can get. Yeah, okay, good. So this is a close-up of her piece. And she also does jewelry as well. So she has different objects that she puts into her work. And she shows in Colonial Beach, the gallery there, and she always sells her pieces, especially the driftwood pieces. So again, the centerpiece will be at the Busboys and Poets location. So unless anybody has any comment that they wanted to make, I just wanted to see if we finished. I believe that we did, but anybody
Can I see that driftwood piece?
Sure.
What type of wood is that? That's nice.
Yeah, it's called Stolen Innocence.
Mm-hmm. But how many wood pieces are in there besides mine and this one?
That's it. I believe it's just your and also Charles' piece, because his is made of wood of blocks, right?
Is this tall, or does this sit on the floor? How tall is this?
It actually gets bolted over on the wall. This is 3 feet high.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And she's embedded the shells.
Did they do the mask? The mask is carved.
Yes, she did the work. I believe this is her handiwork all through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I just want to we haven't gone to this little wall here. Bill Jones, he has 3 pieces, and I believe all 3 pieces are going to be at Busboys and Poets. I believe it was this one that was definitely going to be in there, but he sent us extra work in case we have space for it. So this is the one that's definitely going to be there. It's called Just Chillin', sorry. And he has a little story about it. This is him as a kid growing up in the inner city of New York, and this piece represents a safe place, which was my stoop in front of my home. And of course the stoop are the stairs, the staircase we call the stoop, in front of my home, where family and friends would gather, where we'd laugh and sometimes solve problems. Seating on the stoop was considered a safe place. Nowadays, sitting on the stoop isn't so safe anymore. In the inner city, to sit outside in front of your house can be dangerous, So this is him reminiscing of the good old days when he was a kid. And I love this image. As a matter of fact, I wanted to, after we finish, I'll show you some of the pieces that I ordered from the art storefronts, and I'll show you here. This one is made, this is the wood, right? This is the wood. And I got a little one just to show you.
It's really good.
Yeah, isn't this cool? And the quality is fantastic. So if you want to order anything on the wood, this is is a thick piece of plywood, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sheets of wood.
Wow.
5, yeah. And they of course they give you the D-ring and also the hanging wire. So I think, you know, so you can order your small pieces, or if, you know, tell your friends if they want to order, so at least you've seen it yourself. And I've had
Right.
some others I'll show you as well. But I just want to get through the artwork first. So he has also Just Us. This is a brother and sister about how just siblings, you know, protect and love each other. And this is a little boy saying his prayers at night. Now I lay me. He's saying his prayers. Very, very simple, but beautifully done. And Bill Jones, he's a veteran, but he's also a graphic designer and a painter. So, and then we have the felt, the wet felting by Felicia Reed. She can't be with us tonight. She did tell me she's really sorry, but she can't be with us. But she creates her own fabric, and she uses it as almost like a prayer or protection wrap, you know, and she sells many of these pieces. She had a hard life herself, and she used prayer and these wraps to help heal her, and she does this for others as well. So she calls them healing wraps. So this one is called Child's Play. And I told her, no, keep this shot with the sun shining through. I think
it's beautiful.
Yeah. We have another one in the shop that you don't see. If somebody wanted to order a print of it, which is kind of, you know, difficult to order a print of this, but the picture that we have is just without the sunshine. It's just a black background, I believe, and that's it. So
now, does she intend for these to be displayed or actually used?
No, it's actually to be used, but to be in my show, she put it in a showcase,
right?
In a shadow box.
Right.
So, you know, it's beautifully, you know, she and I worked together a couple years ago, so she could be in the show, and I told her what she needed to do, and she followed instructions, and she's done it ever since. So now her wraps can be, because it's the idea of what they're for. And before we even opened the show a couple years ago, it was sold. Somebody bought it. You know, so, but it means a lot to have a artist's spirit and their heart into the artwork, so you get that much closer to the person who's buying it, because they feel like, oh, I've got something of that artist that's really, you know, it wasn't just, you know, slap dap and that's it, you know, it's really a part of themselves. So thank you, artists. We're all artists, and I really think our work is very important, and so I give it my best to present it to the world for you. You give me what I can present, and I try to present it as well, because this is reflecting of you as a person too. So I'm moving on quickly. Is Dawn here? I think I saw her.
Hi, Carolyn. I'm here.
Yes, I thought I saw you, Dawn.
Hey, Dawn.
Hello.
Great. So, Dawn, tell us a little bit about Footprints Across the Horizon, and of course, tell us a little bit about your background as well.
Well, Footprints Across the Horizon just reflects on how children can be have emotional triggers passed down to them by their parents, and just for generations, and how it can impact them can impact them going through childhood into adulthood, trying to become their own person and just trying to figure things out without the help of their parents once they reach a certain age. And my background is I've been painting for a couple of years now, and I also write poetry for my artwork. So I found a way to combine both of them, which is what I love.
Great, great, excellent. This is great. So I'm gonna just show quickly your second piece. This piece is gonna be at Busboys and Poets, the Footprints Across the Horizon, and this one is in the show here, the 3D gallery show, and the background here is the gold leaf, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so tell us about this one, Oshun, the African goddess.
So this one inspires me because I read poetry. So I wrote Passing Through Centuries with poise on display, marking her realm with grace and elegance. You are Oshun, the African goddess. So this can be passed down through generations from relative to relative. And I like it because it just makes children see something that's positive and helps them to stand tall and what they believe in. And that's Oshun, the African goddess.
All right. Okay. Now, is Oshun, which country in Africa? Is it Egyptian Oshun or Nigerian or it doesn't matter? Is it like a mythical
It's
goddess?
mythical. It's a mythical goddess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even with the reds in there, it just shows the bloodline going down through generations. So
I see. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have any question about the pieces? I'm going to back it out so you can see both.
No, but I want to let you know that I love both of those pieces. I do similar like things, works, but I do it with melted crayon, and these are just beautiful. Like I really love these.
Thank you.
Both of them.
Yeah, beautiful. Very harmonic.
Thank you.
These are acrylic.
Yes.
Right, Dawn? Yeah.
Yes, both acrylic.
Yeah. Right.
You should try melted crayon. It's fab.
I definitely will look into it.
Cool, cool. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. So I think we covered everybody's. Is anybody here that did not get to speak that has their artwork here? I think we covered everyone. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up, but I'm going to stop sharing the screen so we can see each other now, right? And I'm going to show you this piece. This one I wanted to show you. Hubert is still here, so I hope he can see it. This is his piece, and this is on the acrylic. This is a 1/4 inch acrylic. So if you want to order, or if you're sharing with your friends and relatives your pieces, what they would look like if they order, this is the most expensive ground, right? There's paper, there's canvas. We also have, this one is called Led by a Child, right? This one is Hubert's. And Hubert Jackson, and it comes with the hardware. It comes with the hardware. These were just holes in the plastic, and I just screwed it in, and they give you the nails that you put in the back, and you put it on the wall. But it's just beautiful, right? I love the quality of the vendor's work. So, all right, now, and I showed you the wood piece. Now this piece is Justice. It's called Liberty and Justice for All. This one is Jamise Watson's piece, right? And this is on the metal, you see? So this is how it comes to you. It has a block of wood in the back, and it has the hook so you can hook it on the wall this way or that way. I think they did it either way so you can put, and this also comes with the hardware. I just don't have it all in my lap right now, but I wanted you to see what the metal will look like if you wanted to order. So this is the second most expensive. The acrylic is the most expensive. Then we have the wood, not as expensive, right? That's the wood, so you get a wood, but their prints are really good quality. See, very good. This is why you need to send in high quality, high resolution images, so that when these prints are made, they come out well, right? So, anybody have questions about these?
Mm-mm.
Okay, but I figured I'd just show them to you so you can see, because I
Thank
wanted
you.
to. You're welcome. You're welcome. And let's see if I got everything that I wanted to share with you. That's about it. That is about it. Do any of you guys, before we sign off, first of all, I want to thank you for your patience with me. My heart sunk when we got kicked out of the hospital. I'm like, oh no, what are we gonna do? But you guys have really been troopers with me, so thank you for
Well,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
My God.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Yeah, thank you.
So you guys give me a lot of energy too, because your comments, it keeps me going, and any of you who might be available on Wednesday at 8 a.m., that's when we're going to start putting the work up in one of the Busboys and Poets. I believe it's the K Street. Yeah, K Street, that one.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Sure, sure.
How is COVID? I'm from Los Angeles, so how is COVID affecting Busboys and Poets now?
I went in 2 of the locations, right? Because I wanted to walk through to see if our work would be okay there, even though we got the space. I'm like, still, I want to make sure. I saw people there, and they do like all across. I hope the U.S. They just have seating in every other seat, and so people are coming in, but they're not sitting close to each other.
Right. Good.
And everybody's wearing their mask when they go into the bathroom, right? Or when they leave their seat. So if they're sitting with their friend can be close to them, and they're eating, so they don't have a mask.
Yeah.
But when they get up and they need to go to the restroom, they have to put their masks back on. Or when they go to pay for their meal, they put their mask back on.
Thank you.
So, okay, any other questions, guys, before we go? Again, hugs, elbows.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Beautiful work, everybody.
Okay.
It was fun to listen to everybody talk about their art.
Right.
I'm in the last group, so I'm just going to participate and listen to you guys and listen to the other groups. But this has been wonderful.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When's the next?
Thank you. And good luck to everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. You as well.
Pierre, I think you were trying to ask a question.
Yeah, when's the next one? When is it?
Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7:00. And then the next one is the next day at 3:00. The weekends it's 3:00. The weeknights it's 7:00 Eastern.
Okay.
Eastern. Okay. So I might see some of you again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.